I bought 100 broken N64 games off of eBay, all from the same guy. Spent like $200. I'll put the listing up on screen. Let's see how many of them we can fix. I'm gonna put this on the ground now. Oh my god. Holy crap. That's so much heavier than 100 Game Boy or Game Boy Advance games, or both of them combined. What I'm going to do is not just take them all one by one and test them and then go through that. I'm going to painstakingly clean each and every cartridge by opening it up and cleaning it up with alcohol, maybe a fiberglass pen, some paper towels, whatever, put them back together, and then I'll test them. I'm also going to sort them by which games have batteries and which games don't have batteries. There's probably a lot of them that are going to have batteries, but I'm hoping that it's the same size battery as the GameCube clock batteries. That way I can just put in a bunch of the holders that I already have for GameCubes and then use the batteries that I already have for GameCubes. I really don't want to add a bunch of tab batteries like I've done in the past. Sound good? Cool. I'm going to move this. I don't really need this yet. Already got 2 different types of Super Mario 64 in there. One thing that definitely sucks about the N64 cartridges is they're a little bit more in-depth to take apart than your Game Boy cartridges, because it's 2 of the smaller game bit screws per cartridge. And if N64 games didn't have the chance of having a battery in them, I would probably just skip the step of opening them all up to look inside and just take a Q-tip, some isopropyl alcohol, and rub both sides of the pins until it's pretty clean. And that would be all I'd need to do to 95% of them. I don't know, I added a percent to them. There's 100 of them, so just say 95. Anyways, I'm gonna tear these all down and we'll see what they look like. And another thing that sucks about it is there's not just the 2 game bit screws, there's 2 little Phillips screws in them. Yay. Okay, but now we can open these up just to see that there is no battery. There is no battery. I would assume and hope that the battery would only be on the front side. I'm assuming that it is this way. And I'm going to assume that the smaller ones don't have batteries. Dude, you can't even see into this. Okay, dude, some of these look just beautiful. The question is, do all of the bigger ones have batteries? No. Good to know. Okay, so which one's this? Kirby 64, but then this is Kirby 64, isn't it? There's 2 different Kirby 64s. I'm guessing this is the earlier version. We have a date 97. The later version has the battery? I am so confused. Is there a battery on this side? No. Okay. This is so weird. Okay. Well, is there a way for me to tell which games have batteries and which games don't have batteries? Because honestly, if I just knew which ones had batteries and which ones didn't, I would not take them apart, because the plastic pieces here are to prevent dust from getting in there. So I think it's safe to assume that they're good on the inside, other than like obvious water damage, because that's not going to stop water, but it's going to stop most anything else that tries to come in. But either way, we're here. So I'm going to take some alcohol and my handy dandy toothbrush and just clean this all up. I'm going to take my fiberglass pen and I'm just going to go across the top of all these pins and make them nice and shiny again. Then I'll show you on the other side here, on the flip side, get nice and close up here, to show you all of the corrosion that is on these pins. That is quite a bit of green we're seeing there. I'm going to take the fiberglass pen once again, and then just doing something as simple as that, we can see the pins look so much better. There's still a bit on there that's going to be harder to scrape off. We can take something like this brass bristle brush and get in a little bit deeper there, and I'd say that looks a lot better. And you could do this from the get-go, but it's also not something you want to do necessarily every time, because those can be pretty rough and maybe end up hurting something more than helping it. And I'm just going to do a light spritz again over the top of those pins because we did let some fiberglass fly. And boom, that one looks so much better. I'm going to go ahead and take my brush while it's still a little wet, clean up that area a little bit. Probably not that necessary, but might as well. You can slot our black plastic back on, and there's notches in the PCB to help line this up. I believe the plastic only goes on one side, so it'll slot right back in. You can slot the metal back on top, screw those two little Phillips screws down, put our back on, back on, and probably should give this a little bit of a spot clean because the shell itself is dirty. And it looks a bit better, but that one's pretty sticky and gross, so it'll need to be cleaned a little bit more if I care to keep it in my collection. But I assume this is going to work just fine. We're going to wait to test it till later in the video, but that's essentially what I'm going to do to all of these cartridges. And it's going to take me a while. So I think most of this will be a long time lapse, and I'll cut in when something crazy happens. It's going to take a lot longer to go through 100 of these or 99 more of these compared to when I did the Game Boy cartridges. Okay, it's been about 12, 13 minutes since I last checked in. Just doing those 8 took me all that time. Not even putting them back together yet. This sucks. So I think I'm going to change up how I do it from now on. Or this is just going to take me like months to get through this video. But they're all clean. At least I hope they're clean enough. Anyways, this is a battery that's covered up, but I think that says 2032. What's this one say? This one's also covered up, but it ends in a 2. So I'm going to assume that it's the same, and boy, oh boy, does it look like it is. That looks like I can sandwich that in there. Nice. But I'm going to go ahead and put all these back together real quick. You need to be so perfect on putting these back in, just slotting them back into their shells. I love N64 cartridges. Why did I decide that I should do this? Why did I think this was a good idea? I'm 9 cartridges in and I hate it, but I'm glad that at least in the first 9, it seems like there's going to be less cartridges with batteries compared to Game Boy. Game Boy Advance wasn't too bad, but the Game Boy and Game Boy Colors, whoo, there was a lot of batteries to replace. It was ridiculous. I feel like you didn't need to screw the metal case down. And time to put all the plastic backs on. Even this is kind of a pain because the stupid clips. Just like that, another 8 minutes later, they're all put back together. Star Fox, Mario 64, Bomberman 64. I'm assuming that's Bomberman 64. Paper Mario is called Mario Story. And then I think this is Yoshi's Island. No, not Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Story. Right? I don't know. The last 2 we've got here are Kirby 64 and I'm assuming the first Pokemon Stadium. From here, I'm just going to try and bust these out real quick. These battery removals. And then I am definitely done for the day. But all we're going to do is heat up our soldering irons. And I'll do these both at the same time here. Hopefully I don't get the 2 mixed up. I'm going to put some flux on both tabs on both sides. And I'll zoom in for one of them. I'm going to get underneath the battery and grab onto it with my tweezers. Just like this. Put a little point of contact with my finger there. Heat up one tab and pull. Heat up the other tab and pull. And we're good. The first one came out super clean and don't need to remove the old solder, but for this one, we will get out some Goot Wick, remove our solder, so it'll be easier for us to put our new battery holder in. The smaller hole is the negative hole, and the bigger hole is the positive hole. So we're gonna have this side, that's gonna be our positive, and the bottom tab, this tab is our negative. So we're gonna put this in like so. In these particular ones, you have to bend the pin just slightly, slot them in, get it as flush as you can. I kind of did that off camera there, but get that in as flush as you can. I'm actually going to get a bit of solder on my tip for this just to tack it down, and then tack it down. and tack it down. And there we go. And there we go. Boom. Now our battery holder is in perfectly, and we can do the same thing over here. I'm gonna zoom out for this one though, and boom. I don't think I got those mixed up. I hope I didn't, but we can take our shells back, slot these in their very, very particular way, and we can go ahead and put our batteries in like that and like that. There we go. Wasn't clicked in there. And it should be just as simple. Hopefully the battery holder is not too tall. Ooh, it might be. I think we might be able to make it work. We shall see. I'm gonna screw it down. Will the back fit on? I think once it's screwed down, it won't be a big deal. We'll see. Due to the other one, there's definitely a little bit of clearance issues here. But thankfully, since there are 4 screws in these stupid cases, we've got 2 screws down here and 2 screws up here. So it's gonna have an even amount of pressure, and we should be able to just run with it. Definitely feel a bit of pressure where the battery is, but as long as the metal shielding isn't shorting the battery, which it very well could be, for now, we're done. I am still gonna put these in a separate battery pile. So we've got 7 non-batteries, 2 batteries. All right, I'm done for the day. And from there, I did pretty much what I described earlier. I would take 9 games at a time, rub an alcohol-soaked Q-tip back and forth across all of the cartridge pins, open them all up to inspect the pins to see if they needed a deeper cleaning, and check for batteries. All of the batteryless carts that looked clean were closed up, and the rest were either cleaned further and or had their batteries replaced. Then everything was closed back up and separated into piles with batteries and without batteries. This took me about a week at a rate of 18 cartridges per day. It was a grind, but I knew that this would be the majority of the work since most of these will end up working just fine. These little black pieces prevented a lot of stuff from coming in the cartridge and harming the boards, so I figured the majority of the problems would stem from dirty contacts. And when it came to testing all of them, only 14 didn't work, and everything else fired right up. Well, some of them might have been coaxed with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But even still, we're shooting great from the field. But before I put the camera away, I figured I would do another quick Q-tip cleaning on the remaining non-working ones and test them one last time. And by golly, they all worked. I've always thought that most broken cartridges would only need a little bit of cleaning to work, but I did not think that all 100 of these would work that quickly. I figured a few would need their solder to be reflowed, a couple might have a broken trace, and at least one would have some serious water damage, but I was let off pretty easily. So why were none of these broken beyond repair? Well, other than this guy and the metal shielding doing a ton of heavy lifting, I think it also just helps that these are for a home console. With Game Boys being an on-the-go console, they're more likely to be exposed to rougher terrain and subject to more liquid damage. And once Nintendo stopped designing their home consoles to be giant coasters, I feel like home console carts have been easier to preserve over the years. Now, you can definitely argue that I haven't tested them thoroughly enough to know for sure if everything is working, since I really only checked to see if they booted for most of them. But I would argue since almost all of these boards looked pretty darn good and they all booted, they're probably fine. Eventually, they will all be tested more thoroughly because of my plans for all 100 of these guys. For starters, my N64 collection is pretty pathetic. Most of these games are actually my brother-in-law's. Thank you, Will. So I'm going to keep the games that I don't already have in my collection. For the rest of them, I plan on including them as a bonus with all of my N64 console sales, just like I did with the Game Boy games before. If you don't know, I sell HDMI modded N64s in all sorts of fantastical colors on my website, retroremastered.com. And while supplies last, I will include one of these carts randomly with each purchase of a modded N64. Just keep in mind that these games are Japanese and don't have an English language option, or any other language options for that matter. I actually just modded a ton of these this week, so there's a full big restock right now. The website will be the top link in the description. But instead of testing these consoles with my flash cart like I normally do, I'll test them with these games so I can make sure the consoles and the games are fully functioning as they should. And if one of these games happens to not actually be fixed, you can count on there being a second channel video about them in the future. Speaking of my second channel, N64, I fully edited the entire testing sequence for all of these games and uploaded it there as a bonus for those who care. I chose not to keep this part in the video because of pacing, but I didn't want my work to go to waste, so it's there if you want to see it. But what do you guys think about all this? Did I do a good job? Should I have done something differently? Let me know in those comments down below. If you couldn't tell by now, I did videos just like this for the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. So if you want to watch more like this that are way more in depth, I'll have those linked down below, as well as at the end in the cards. But that's about it for me. So like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later, guys. If you're wondering why I bought a bunch of Japanese games instead of NTSC games, it's because it's easier to buy them in bulk and they are so much cheaper.